The role of senior NCOs in Army multi-domain operations. Introduction. The modern world is changing and requires the development of new methods and approaches in all areas. One of these areas is the military, as the unstable political situation needs timely and correct measures. It is impossible to try to maintain peace in a dynamic reality while clinging to old techniques and doctrines. In the Army, new methods are being introduced, and the soldiers have to adapt to them, redefining their roles and positions following them. The purpose of this essay is to identify the role of senior non-commissioned officers, NCOs, in 2 of the 5 domains of the concept of multi-domain operations. Discussion. The concept stated above is a doctrine adopted by the United States Army as a development plan and methodology of operations. The idea of multi-domain operations describes how the U.S. Army should operate in a wide variety of settings and domains. This concept was developed, taking into account modern high technologies that are now a part of everyday life. Following this, the military needs to get used to the new order of warfare, which includes the use of numerous high-tech developments. The term senior NCOs refers to a whole group of military personnel engaged in various types of activities. Typically, these officers are the link between senior officers and soldiers, thus being one of the most critical positions in the Army. Non-commissioned officers include various leaders, such as the leader of the firing group, the leader of the section, and the platoon sergeant. Thus, these officers should serve as an example for soldiers and train them to achieve a high level of discipline. NCOs directly contact the personnel, without waiting for an order from above, and are responsible for the combat readiness of the lower Army ranks. Therefore, these officers have a huge responsibility because they must be prepared for everything that can happen. In the framework of the concept of multi-domain operations, these officers must act effectively using all the knowledge about the enemy and utilizing modern equipment. The first of the domains is the land, the most basic and most common field of war. However, the concept of multi-domain operations adjusts the actions of the Army, directing the efforts of soldiers and officers to several specific tasks. Firstly, according to this concept, the combined forces must compete to expand the field of operations, which will allow more space for maneuvering. This task is achieved by performing various reconnaissance operations, irregular combat actions, as well as a series of measures aimed at preparing for further activities. Consequently, NCOs must be prepared to conduct maneuvers in a complex territory, as well as explore the field of action. The next domain closely intersects with both the previous and all the other areas, since this is an information field. Within this domain, the combined forces should use their data as efficiently as possible and actively seek information about the enemy. When conducting intelligence, non-commissioned officers must collect reports about the location of enemy forces and analyze the operational situation and civilian systems. They should also conduct counterintelligence, counteracting enemy scouts, and perform various deceptive actions, thus protecting their data. NCOs must monitor the non-disclosure of crucial operational information and take all possible measures to obtain it. Conclusion. Thus, the concept of multi-domain operations implies multiple interactions between different operational domains. After the analysis, it can be concluded that all these domains are inextricably linked and should work in a coordinated manner. NCOs should both carry out the usual operations and maneuvers for Army units and actively participate in the collection and protection of various information, conducting intelligence and counterintelligence operations.